I'm Wilhelm Pelser. Our company is called eGreen Power Optimization. We manufacture a building management system called eGreen Automation. You can use it in buildings, commercial buildings, residential properties. The focus is really on automation, but really on energy saving here in South Africa, because people tend to look at the bucks at the end of the month, and we want to bring that down. The reason why people like our product is because it's modular, easy to install, easy to maintain, easy to configure, and there's really no PC running in the background. You don't need a PC to run in the background to operate the system. So all the programming sits inside all the hardware modules, and once you've programmed that, you can unhook it from any PC or controller, and all the timers and logic and everything just sits down on the unit and it's doing what it's supposed to do. In a simple way, it takes inputs. You need inputs. You've got outputs, and in the middle you've got a set of logic, and what you're trying to do is to switch off lights and loads and hot water supplies when not required or needed, and you switch it on when there's people moving around and you need to use hot water and lights. That's very simple. What we do is to make sure there's light when there's people, or for example now there's a lot of natural light coming in, we don't need lights on. As soon as it gets dark and we move around, we will switch lights on. And if you multiply that and create a big environment, you'll really see you're going to save energy. So what I would like to show you now is that we have a software interface to our system that will allow people to interact with the system and get some valuable information from what's going on in your environment. For example, I'm logged into a remote server now. We can log into this system or use it remotely via the internet, from a phone, from a laptop screen, from a touch screen. And basically we've got various appliances that we can switch on and off from here, and we can see real-time status. So you'll be able to see if your gate's open or closed, and you will be able to close or open it from here. The main benefit of our system is that it's got monitoring capability as well. So I can go to our energy usage. You will see it's in pounds, basically log into a unit overseas. We can see real-time usage, valuable for giving ideas of where lights are on, where loads are on, and to try to optimize that, and in the end really create a nice energy efficient environment. I can go back to a certain period and say show me the energy used, and that will pull up a graph of everything that happens over a certain period of time, and according to this we can again fine tune, do your billing according to that. I can go a step further and say show me runtime. What we're doing here is to show our clients running time on lights, so you'll be able to tell you you've switched on your lights for about 2,000 hours, and you can maintain that. So on a facilities management side, if a pump's been running for 200 hours or 400 hours, we'll be able to notify the facilities manager that a scheduled maintenance needs to be done on that specific pump. So it's giving us information, it's giving you a control to the system as well, and all in all it's logging all the information. So it's not only controlling loads and saving energy, but it's got facilities management platform as well. Here at House Rhino we've taken it a step further. Basically this is the first of a kind. House Rhino is really unique. There's a lot of services. It's the first, and basically Brian looked at the building management system that can bring features together. So I'm going to a few examples. We've got temperature sensors, we've got movement sensors, we've got lux level sensors throughout the house, so we can detect movement, and we won't switch lights on, for example, when there's natural lights coming in. We want to save energy. At night we will switch on lights in certain areas, in the bathrooms for example, as you walk in, and we'll keep it on while you're there, and as you walk out lights will switch off. We've added a sleep mode where you press a button and the area that you're in knows that you're going to sleep, for example. So when there's movement, we'll either not switch lights on, or dim it up to 40% only. So it's just a little bit of light. We've got temperature sensors in the kitchen, for example, where we will switch on automatically a extractor fan in the chimney to extract all the hot air and cool down the area, and by not using air cons and energy hungry appliances. So we're trying to keep it nice and lean. We've got motorized louvers that we can open up by a press of a button. In other words, you can be anywhere in the world as long as you've got internet connection, an iPad, an iPhone, Android device. You can have your laptop with you. You can log in and you can see the status of devices. For example, temperature, if certain pumps are running, but you can also control. So it's not only monitoring, you'll be able to issue commands and execute certain functions like we've seen on this screen behind me. And this is the real-time status of what's going on inside your property. Now I'd like to take you to some areas inside the house, show you an installation and where we control some appliances. So this is the energy control panel. I'm going to explain a bit more of what's going on here. We've got an energy control panel in the garage area, and down in the utility room we've got another energy control panel. It's easy to install, it's small modules, and we can link multiple sites together by using a Cat5 cable. It's the communication bus, if you want to call it that. This is our load controllers. We've got relays, we've got dimmers, and here we've got LED lights connected to our system. We've got pumps connected to the system. We've got actuators connected. So these units are responsible for switching on and off loads or dim them up and down. This is our unit where we'll connect to the outside world and give the client access to his property. From here, it's connected to all other devices like LCD switches, temperature sensors, motion sensors, lux level sensors, all the other inputs that we like to take as inputs to make decisions and control loads and switch them on and off when required. You'll notice we have a motion sensor up in the corner. We use that motion sensor for security purposes as well as energy saving. So for example, the lights are off now. As I will step in, the lights will switch on. Later at night, when it's on, we can even SMS or notify people that there's movement as a security feature. I will now step in, the motion sensor will check my movement, and the lights will switch on. We're now in the utility room at House Rhino. We've got another energy control panel here. It's linked to the panel in the garage. Here we control valves, pumps, making sure all the tanks are full. We've got sensors and float and temperature sensors as inputs. One example is we'll always make sure that the toilets has sufficient water by making sure there's a pump switched on and running to provide water to the house. The irrigation runs off the same tank, and the irrigation is on a timer. We'll only switch on the irrigation if there's sufficient water. As the tank level drops and it reaches a certain percentage, we'll switch off the irrigation to make sure we've got water available for all other services. The whole House Rhino project was a great experience. I personally learned a lot. We pushed our product to the maximum. I mean, this house is just a complete unique project. There's a lot of new services that we've never controlled. We found ways around it. We're still busy improving and adding programming to the house to optimize and just making sure that it's extremely energy efficient and live up to the expectations that Brian set and where he wants to take this project. I wish them really all the best and they can achieve all their dreams in the future.